Are you stuck, scared, or just spinning your wheels, running your dry cleaning business? If you're nodding your head, you're not alone. In this video, I'm going to break down 5 fatal errors that dry cleaners like you and I make and show you exactly how to avoid them. These aren't just theories. These are hard-won lessons from years of experience. So let's get started and make sure failure isn't in your future. Hi, my name is Greg Colosi, and I am one of you. I started a dry cleaning pickup and delivery service in 1996. I started with my Grand Prix, no van, and I went out and knocked on doors. First 2 weeks, didn't get a single customer. And then I decided to try something that I try in all my businesses. And I just forgot about it. I told the truth. So the next door I went up to that very next day, the first house I went up to, I said, "Hi, my name is Greg Colosi. I operate a dry cleaning pickup and delivery service, and I have no customers. Excuse me. If you sign up, you'll be my first customers." And I got 300 customers that way. In fact, I wish I stayed that way all the time. But you know what? I got tired of going out and knocking on doors. And I wanted to come up with a way where I could hire an 18-year-old, a 16-year-old to get this done. And I did figure it out. Now, we're not going to give any marketing ideas in this video, but down in the description, sign up for my newsletter, and I will get you a marketing idea every single week. Okay, let's get into fatal error number 1. This might be sinking your business. I hope it's not. And if it's not, maybe, just maybe, it might be a little bit. I know I have a tendency to do this a little bit. And let's hope it's not with you, but maybe a little bit, okay? Fatal error number 1, you don't do anything. Why? Because fear of failure paralyzes you, okay? And if it does, if it leads you to inaction, you're looking at failure the wrong way, okay? If you're just a youngin', you're in your 20s or maybe even in your 30s, and this is your very first business, okay, and you've never done anything like this before, failure really is a way to learn, okay? It's just another way that something didn't work. So if you try something, it takes you 5 times to figure it out, that's okay. So how do you get to that successful part quicker? You fail faster, okay? You fail faster. Failure is your friend, okay? Now, it's not the same thing as total failure, and that is you give up totally on your business and you lay on the couch depressed, okay? That is failure, and you never start again. But if you get up, if you get on the horse again, you're not a failure, okay? So don't let these things hold you back. Failure is really just stepping stones to get to success, and the faster you fail, the faster you can make your business grow. Okay, fatal error number 2. You do everything halfway and don't finish anything. That was me. I got a brother, very successful, more successful than me, younger than me, and my brother Mark, when he starts something, he finishes it. Now, looking back over our lives, when he was a kid, he used to quit at everything. And I never asked him why, and maybe I will next time I see him, but we go play hockey, he'd quit. We go play baseball, he'd quit. Maybe my father talked to him, or maybe he just figured it out. I don't know. I never quit with that kind of stuff, and I don't quit. I just got to kind of get halfway through something, and I think it's too much of a pain in the ass, and I don't finish it up. Well, he finishes everything up. So I've learned this from my younger brother, Mark. Even though it might seem to finish something that you said you were going to finish doesn't seem productive, because you got to go out of your way to finish something, the end result is you get a task or a series of tasks done. Now, this is funny. I told my brother Mark, he has a hunting camp. It's about 45 minutes from here. And I promised him I would get some of this bartender's helper to clean out his cast iron white sink, because I was there last weekend with all of our cousins and I was the cook, okay? Well, I went to the store down there and I forgot to get it. So I wanted to finish something that I started, okay? So I texted him and said, hey, I'm going to be out that way, which I wasn't going to be because I didn't want him to say no. And I told you about that bartender's helper, and I'm going to go take care of it. So I took care of it. Now, I was kind of out that way doing something else, and I had 4 or 5 things to do today, and I got them all done like in about 3 hours, okay? I just went through my list and got it done. Now, in your business, there are certain things you don't like to do, okay? So you got 2 choices. You hire somebody else to do the things you don't like to do, and hire somebody that's better than you at that particular task or tasks. Or your second choice is you do it yourself. So if you make a list and it's an A priority and it's got to get done, either you get it done, and most A priorities, if it's a task that somebody else could do, it'll become like an A priority but sub B, okay? It's not your A, it's going to be somebody else's A, okay? So if you put it on the list and you're the only one that can do it, you must get it done no matter what, okay? How does it feel when you get done with something that was very difficult or difficult for you, okay? Handyman stuff is very difficult for me. And 95% of the time, I call Ralph, our handyman, and he takes care of it. Now, if it's something to do with cooking or golf, I can figure it out because I guess I enjoy it. So I figure those things out, okay? So finish everything you start, okay? Focus on one thing at a time. Peter Drucker, look him up. Peter Drucker wrote a book called The Efficient Manager, something like that. Anyway, I'll put it down in the description. Peter Drucker. Okay, let me write it down before I forget. Peter Drucker. Anyway, he said 1 hour of uninterrupted time is equivalent to 8 hours of interrupted time. Okay? So here's what I would suggest. And I did this with all my dry cleaning clients, okay? I call them members of my dry cleaning group. I do this with all of them. If that is an issue, which it is with most of them, I said eventually you want to get your office out of your plant, okay? Because, and I explained to them, if you're in there, you get interrupted, takes you 5 minutes to get your train of thought back, you're interrupted again, you get 1 or 2 minutes, maybe 10 minutes done, then you're interrupted again, and it's a constant hamster wheel, okay, of trying to get things done. So, to start this deal off, go to Starbucks on your way in, or get to the plant, get it started if that's your thing, okay, and then leave for coffee for an hour, and focus on things. Hopefully, and if you are, I'm sorry, but hopefully you're not turning on the boiler every morning. Hopefully you're not at the spotting station or you're pressing something, okay? Hopefully you're not at the front counter doing those kinds of things. But if you are, It's not going to be covered on this video, but I've got ideas that can get you out of doing that, okay? So take the first hour of the day, start with that, go somewhere else, okay? Go to the library, go to Starbucks, your favorite coffee shop, your breakfast place, Panera, whatever it happens to be, okay? And once you get good at that, maybe make it last a couple of hours, okay? And then go in. And if you can handle a couple of hours, then you ought to think about, okay, let's take a room in my house, an old bedroom, okay, or something, and turn it into my office, even if it's the kitchen table, okay? And your spouse is off to work and you're there alone, it's you and the dog, spend a half a day there and then go in. So my very first member, David Whitehurst. And David came from an accounting background. So David is very cha-ching, details, get it done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I explained this concept to David. Within 3 months, he was working out of his home. He said he got 5 times as much business done, and his business took off because he focused on marketing, okay? You're not in the dry cleaning business. You're in the business of marketing your dry cleaners, okay? When you get that through your skull, that you're not in the dry cleaning business, but you're in the business of marketing your dry cleaners, then shit will happen, okay? Then it will happen. Are you consistent? Are you consistent with your customers? Do you open up consistently 15 minutes before opening time? Just like Costco does, okay? Maybe they're a half an hour early. People know that, and they get there, and they are very consistent. You don't want to get to a business. The door's not open. It's freezing outside. You see them inside, and they're not opening the door yet, and it's 15 minutes past the time, okay? No, that's not going to make it. That's not going to make it happen, okay? If you're doing that, stop. Because you do that a couple of times, and your customers get pissed off, and they go somewhere else, period. That's what happens. I'm at my bank the other day, and this is the second time in a row that it happened. I've been there one time since, and I'll tell you what I did. So I go to the drive-through thingy, okay? I wait there, send my thing in, wait there, my deposit, wait there patiently 2 or 3 minutes before somebody shows up because I finally pressed the button, okay? Next time I did it again, I had to press the button again. So you know what I do now? I put it in the thing, send it up. I press the button, send it up, and I leave. Okay? They know it's a deposit. Because I couldn't take it. Maybe they like it better by not seeing me. I don't know. But you know what? I'm thinking about changing banks. This little one's a little out of the way, but now that I look at it, it's got a lot of things that this bank doesn't have. So that's probably going to push me over right there. Okay? Okay, so be consistent. Be consistent with your employees. Be consistent with everything you do with your customers. If you say you're going to send out a deal every week, send out a deal every week. If you say you're going to do it every 2 weeks, do it every 2 weeks. If you say you're going to call them, if there's a spot you can't get out, or if there's something that needs attention, instead of waiting for them to come in and then have to come back again, okay? Be consistent. Don't close early, okay? I know during COVID, a lot of you closed early. And then as some of you developed these horrible habits of never being open on banker's hours, okay? And you've lost a lot of your customers, okay? You've lost a lot because of your lack of consistency. So, be consistent. Okay, fatal error number 4. You have no plan. You just wing it every day. You just react every day. And you know what? 95% of you dry cleaners, hopefully you're not one of them. And if you're listening to this, you probably aren't. Or maybe you're there and you want to get out of there, okay? And that's why you're watching this video. That's why you're on on going into YouTube looking for me, okay? You have no plan, okay? And you want to have a plan. You need to have a plan. If you'd like to have a marketing plan, leave a comment down below and I'll get you ours, okay? I'll get you a sample of our marketing plan. But you need a plan for everything. You need what's called an SOP, Standard Operating Procedures. It doesn't have to be fancy schmancy, okay? Just keep a notepad, okay? Or I got a planner and I just write down a bunch of stuff, okay? When you think about it, write it down. In my back pocket, I've got a little note card that's with me all the time. I know it's old school and I got a phone. It's an iPhone. I'm shooting on it right now. But I got a little card with me all the time, okay? If you got notes, if you're younger, you're really good at that thing, throw the notes in there. So you don't forget anything, to do anything. Okay, a business plan doesn't need to be complex. Let's start with one page. Okay, I'm going to give you a one-page outline. Plans provide a foundation and direction, even if they evolve over time. What I'm trying to say is a plan never goes according to plan. No pun intended. But it doesn't. It never, ever does. But it gives you a direction, okay? Maybe you got to divert a little bit, but at least now you got a direction and you're diverting. I use this also for, where the heck is it? Oh, here it is. Called a mind map. I'll write down a challenge that I have, or I want to put together a plan, then I'll put all these other think bubbles in, and it's all in front of me, easy to see, okay? Your marketing plan could be this, okay? Your front counter, how it should be handled, could be this. And then you can give it to somebody to stretch it out and, write it in some formal way, okay? Operating a plan leads to random, ineffective efforts. So you're doing things and not knowing why you're doing it, okay? If you got a plan, and then there are things you're doing, maybe I shouldn't be, but it's according to the plan. So the plan helps you get it done. So it's critical to your success to do a plan. Let's just do a simple one, okay? Can you do a simple one today, okay? Take a picture of it and put it in the comments down below. I want to see your plan. And fatal error number 5, the big one, okay? And we are all guilty of this. I used to be very guilty of it. Some things I am, but the things that I am, it's not as important. And here is the big one, fatal error number 5, procrastination. It's a monster. Let's see what I wrote about procrastination. Procrastination leads to missed opportunities and business failure. The mindset of I'll do it mañana or tomorrow can spiral into long-term inaction, where you get up every day and you're just spinning and spinning and spinning. And I don't know if you're like that, but man, if you're working in the business, it probably feels like you're getting nothing done. Guess what? You're not. Okay? This is not a one-man or a one-woman business. Okay? You've created a job for yourself. It's not a business. If you're still on the line, doing something on the counter, turning on the boiler, okay, it's not a business. Well, it is a business, according to some people, but to me, it's not a business, okay? If you can't walk away for a week or 2 or 3 or a month, and your business continues to operate and even grow, it's not a business, okay? So you want to get to that point, if you're not, that you can walk away. I started mine within a year. I started out driving the van, okay? I didn't own a plant, so I contracted with another one, and my goal was to drive for just 1 year, okay? And I operated the business from 1996 to 2017. I drove for 1 year, and I never had to get in the van after that because if somebody called in sick, I had a backup plan, okay? If somebody had to go to the doctors, I had a backup plan. So I did it to learn it longer than I wanted to, really, because I'm not a manual labor kind of guy, okay? So if you're doing those kinds of things, It's not a business. It's a glorified job. That's all you've done for yourself. Okay? My father told me this. He had a barber shop and he cut hair every day. It wasn't a business. It was a job. Even though he had 5 or 6 other operators, he needed to step away from the chair and open up some more shops and not cut hair every day. Now, Gene Cardarelli, who owns 2 huge salons and a hair cutting school, started out cutting hair, but Gene only cuts his friend's hair, and he does it for social reasons. He's like 75 years old, still working at it, okay? So if you're working in your business and not on your business, it's not a business, okay? Successful entrepreneurs find ways to stay productive even in difficult situations. You got to move forward no matter what. And if your gut and everything is telling you to procrastinate, that means jump ahead, okay? Get it done. Just get this like, okay, I'm going to get it done no matter what. If I got to work till 4 o'clock in the morning today, I got to get it done. Now, not to do that every day, but you got one thing you got to get done, okay? And if there's something that's not time sensitive and you got to get it done, when should you do it during the day? Beginning of the day or the end of the day? The beginning of the day. The end, you're going to be thinking about it all day long. It's going to screw up the rest of your day. Then you're not going to get it done. You're going to put it off till tomorrow. So don't do that, okay? Failure doesn't have to be the end of your story. It can be the beginning of your success. The key is to take action, stay consistent, plan, and never let procrastination get the best of you, okay? If you would like a marketing idea every single week, subscribe to my newsletter down in the description. Thanks, and make it a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.